Welcome back to HOLMAKRA for the new Pioneer Series, Episode 3, with me, MrSealyp. Right then, next full load. As you can see, some of those logs at the top, those big old ones there, they're not manually loaded, they're not manually shifted, I couldn't lift them. I just wanted to make sure I had some nice big long logs on there, because when I was trying to manually manipulate some of these around the bottom here, they were too heavy and I was chopping them into smaller chunks, and I thought, it's just madness. I'm chopping them into small bits and moving them by hand. The whole reason for the loader was to move bigger logs, so some of those top ones are quite long and quite heavy, and I was just picking them up one at a time with this. But it means hopefully we'll get more money. I don't know if we'll get more for this load or not, because we've got quite a few small ones, but we are clearing further back. This is going to be the last load for today. I don't mean this episode, I mean for today. Come on. Get traction, start pulling. Come on. Once you get going, you're good as gold. Because light's fading, it's 10 to 5. So we'll get rid of this load. As you can see, the money has gone down dramatically because I've bought a vehicle. I bought myself a truck. We've got a lorry. We've got the D754. I can never remember that number. 754? Yeah. There was 62, I think it was, with the options I went for on it. We have got a trailer hitch on the back of it, and we have got the fifth wheel. So I can pull this trailer. This is leased, remember. I didn't buy this. What I'm thinking is, in the morning, I'm going to swap a few things out. The loader... I think the loader, I might try something. Bear and Papa messaged me and suggested something, which I might give a go. But I'm definitely going to use the truck, and I think what we'll do is get a semi... We'll get a semi-log trailer, I think. That way we can get more on, especially longer ones as well. And I'm considering, what I might do is one load like that, carry on with the loader, and then we may look at leasing a Scorpion King or similar. Or I might just do that all in the morning anyway, and just really get cracking on getting some logs done. Or I suppose what I could do while it's dark, or while it's getting dark, is get the logs cut tonight. So swap the log trailers over in the morning, but tonight get up there with a tree harvester, because I've got a few hours left, and start getting some uniformity into the logs maybe. There's a few different ways around I can do this. Now, what did I get on the last load that was really good? 42, wasn't it? 42 grand, something like that? Don't think I'm going to beat 42 grand. Oh, I might do some long ones on here, but there are some short ones, so that could negate that. So I'm just thinking, if I can do a full load of all uniform logs on here, even if they're 10 metres or 11 metres, and then potentially switch up then to a semi-log trailer. Actually, this does look... It's more... It looks more neatly stacked. And that's just... me personally, I think that. So, just get that. Yeah, it's 754, I got it right. There we go, we've got a little 754, like I say, trailer hitch on the back and the fifth wheel, so we should be good. Let's see, come on, I want to get more than 42. Come on, 42. Oh, boo. Still 38, it's not bad. Not to be sniffed at. Right, what I'm going to do is put a little Massey. Just going to tuck it in here, out of the rain. I know this shed doesn't belong to us, but it's fine. Right, so let's give this a go. No way. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Is that because I've got the fifth wheel on it? Potentially. Let me just try that a second. If I just reconfigure that, take the fifth wheel off and the trailer hitch work. Can always switch it back, it's not a problem. Standard. Customize that. Or it could just be an incompatibility between the truck and trailer, in which case it may force my hand with the semi. Could be because it's got there you go. So it's just the fifth wheel thing. So when I want to switch over I can run a trailer like this, or we'll switch over. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to drive this out. 113,000. Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to get a skid steer load. I'm going to get a, not from that menu. I'm not. Let's get. I think I'm going to go with, but only because it's cheaper to lease per hour. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Dual. I think we'll leave it as is. Or should we go with MrSealyp colours? We're only leasing it. If we buy one, we'll do it. If we'll lease it as it is. Let's go with... I don't know if we'll get away with that, actually. Maybe those big old ones. Blade guard removed. Yes, we'll just go with that. 11,679. Let's lease that. And then in this menu under forestry, we'll get the harvester header. Like so, and we'll lease that. This is a big step up from manually cutting with a chainsaw, but the great thing is we've done the work. We've done a few loads and it's all been manual, all been with a chainsaw. That last one with the loader, let's attach to that, switch to that, and let's get out there. So I'll set the cut length at probably... It's difficult to know how long that trailer is, isn't it? I'm going to do 10. I think I can do 10s on this one. Let's go inside. Oh, there's nothing that tells me the cut length inside here. Is there? Hang on. What does my screen say? No. Okay. Swing that back round. I miss my side panel, that's the only problem with being away. Right, I'll sort that out in the menu. I think I can go up to 10s. I could be thinking of the Pond Scorpion King MRF, but... Now, in the development of moving up, I want to get to a point where I can buy one of these, not necessarily this one. I might go with the Komatsu, because I don't really use Komatsu stuff very often. So I want to own my own forestry equipment rather than lease it, and the same with the trailer. The trailer I've got at the moment is leased. I want to buy my own one. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, am I going to go down the route of getting forwarders? I may have to, in so much as the beauty and curse of this map is that a lot of the terrain is not suitable for lorries. The lorries can go around the roads and they can pull up in the bays and stuff at the side, but it's not really conducive to articulated lorries. Smaller trucks with smaller trailers you might get away with. Maybe an IT runner truck and trailer combo, possibly. But the whole point being you need to use forwarders to get the logs out. or skidders and bring them out and then load them onto lorries, whichever way around. So we're going to have a look at a few different options. There'll be elements of logging I'm probably going to try that I've never done before. I generally just go with the route of truck, trailer, telehandler with some sort of grab on the front, and bang, off I go, you know. So this is going to be a little bit different. Right, we're nearly there. So what we're going to do, this is going to be a little bit treacherous as well. Going to get up on the hillside. I've changed the cut length to 10s. Hopefully this is going to be alright getting up here. It's going to slow down, of course it will. It's a big old bit of machinery and it's a really steep hill. I do need to get in and get something to get rid of the stumps at some point too. And what I'm going to spend a bit of time doing is cutting 10 metre lengths, letting them roll down the hill to the bottom. Getting caught up in the trees here. I really want to do this so I'm facing that way, I think. So I'm not lateral on the hillside. I think that's probably the best way of doing it. So what we'll do now is swap like that. Let's open up the header. Like that. Nice. Crane. Like I say, how well this is going to work, I don't know, but we'll soon see, won't we? I was going to wait and do this in the morning, but I thought I can use a bit of time off camera and get a load of logs cut, and we can get them loaded, and we'll see how we get on. Lift and pull backwards, so the tree topples that way. Oh no, I'm facing the wrong way now, aren't I? The tree's going to cut the wrong way, isn't it? Oh, that's a pain. Well, let's do some 10 metre cuts. Just judging the length. It might be alright for that trailer, mightn't it? Turn the head round a little bit. And then we'll get the little bits. Okay, well, maybe lateral is going to be the way to go. Or the beauty of this being it's a buffalo with the crane arm, just swing the crane. Maybe. Don't hit the crane arm, don't hit the crane arm. Oh, it's gone the wrong way anyway. Can I switch that around a bit? Come on. I really did not want that high up in the air. Okay, well that's one log that's gone down the hillside. We'll get them down there, it's not a problem. Right, okay. Maybe I need a skidder as well now. I could just get the blade on it and get them shoved, you know, get them rolling down there. Use the hill to my advantage, let gravity do the work. Right, I will probably see you in the morning. Let's get cracking. Right then, it's 7:39 in the morning. It's a new day. We have slept through the night. Let's see the damage done. It's always a bit scary when you come out in daylight and you actually see what you've done. A few things have changed. The money's gone back down again. 70,000. We bought, or I bought, a massive Ferguson skid steer on tracks. 25 grand. I leased the stump grinder and I put it onto the Massey 356. But the Massey 356 struggled on the incline and it struggled on the angle this way because it was fairly top heavy. It didn't like it at all, so I thought, you know what, I'll get this for stump grinding. When the stumps are done, I can always use it with the stump grinder or just with the front plate for pushing logs and getting them to slide down the hill if I need to. So I've done all the stumps, which you've already seen up to here. So what I was doing was cutting the trees and then letting them roll down there. Now if you look down there, that looks incredibly neat. That took me a long time. A really long time. They were everywhere. So trucks there, trailers there. I have loaded a few on. When we get down there, I'll show you what else I've done. The other thing I did for doing this, because of the slope of the hill, if you just swing the boom round and the tree starts to swing, that twists and then you get the logs come out and all over the place. So what I've done is swung the boom out a little bit, twisted the head already, so as soon as you cut the tree and bring it out, it's already twisted. The head's already in the position you need it at, so then it's not as bad for the trees. You know, sometimes you get them come over the cab, sometimes down the side of the tracks. It can be horrendous. But that said, I need to load this trailer up. They're all 10 metres. I'm hedging my bets here that 10 metre cut is going to be a good price. If it's not, if it's less than we got before, then we may need to go to, we can drop down to 9s, maybe 8s, or if it's good we could maybe try 11s or maybe 12s. I mean, we're overhanging a bit there and a bit there, but the good thing is the trailer hitch will hook on there and then you've got all of the flatbed space, so realistically we can overhang a little bit here and get away with it. I think I'm just looking at the height of that. It's going to be close, but we should be alright. If not, we can always give them a bit of a shove, get them lined up here and have them overhanging a little bit further on the back there. Not a problem. Now, the actual Massey 356, I got the correct weight. This is the one that's designed for the 356. I had the skid steer loader one on the back of this, so when I bought that, the skid steer loader, I put the correct weight on that and bought the Massey 356 weight, so that's got the correct weight on it. What I also did was got this log fork, because I've got the attacher that takes its skid steer loader to the front loader. I got the log fork, and I tell you what I have found, whilst sometimes you can only get one log in there, sometimes two, it's a lot more stable, and I'm finding it a lot easier to use personally than using this. Now this is my go-to bit of kit, the big bag lifter, big bag handler with straps. Now there is an attachment I can try that I did mention before Bear and Papa had said, which I may still do, but for the time being what I'm going to be doing, as you can see, pile there, we've got pile here, we've got all the thin ends there, another pile there, another pile there. I separated them all out because the situation was, as they were all coming down the hill and piling up, I was getting a lot of lag, a lot of frame rate drop because there were too many logs all in one small space, so I kind of spread the piles out a little bit just to make life a little bit easier. Whether I will get two in here now, I don't know, but I'll drop that down, give us a bit of a shove into that. I might get more than two. Okay, I'll take that. Whether or not this will be okay with the weight as I lift it, I don't know, but this Massey 356 has been brilliant so far. The Massey Ferguson equipment we've had so far has been brilliant, and this goes up plenty high enough as well. I was worried about not getting over the sides, but you know what? Oh, I'm happy with that. That's the most I've got on at any point. Alright, let's open that up. Got caught on the tines there. There you go. Come on. That's not bad at all. I wasn't expecting that. So for a first load on camera, happy days. Well, I'm astounded at how well this is going. How unlike me. Brilliant. Now this pile is predominantly thick to thin the other way. That wasn't intentional, but it does help if you do one lot one way, one lot another. I'm so curious for price now. So what I'm thinking is, when we get this load back, maybe we'll look at getting a semi one. Not quite central on that, but it's okay. All this time, on all different maps, I've been using telehandlers and all sorts of kit, and all I need to do is get a massive 356. Mind you, that's as high as I can go now, and when I get any more logs on, I'm going to have trouble unloading. I can find it now, that log does not want to come off. Come on. Just drop off a little bit. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so potentially that could be a problem for the next lot I do, unless I tip the lot from the other side. But good stuff, good stuff. I'll go from here again, might as well. And the problem being with these now, if I do get to a position where I can't get the loader up there high enough, I can't manhandle these manually. I think I only get 2 on this one, but that's not a problem. Right, let's try that. Yeah. Okay, that's one. Right, this is going to be a bit dodgy. Yeah, it worked. I'm going to keep going because this seems it's very uniform. That was the whole point. That could end up being the thumbnail. Uniformity. That's what I was going for. All the logs the same length. Admittedly, that one's sticking out a bit, but I'll give that a bit of a shove. So as opposed to before, that PHO's having a bit of a problem there, isn't it? Whereas before, it was all over the place, you know, and I was trying to pick and choose where I put things, and it took quite a long time. This, again, as I've said in the previous 2 episodes, this is all about speeding up the processing. This amount of logs on the ground this tidy, alright, it took me a while to tie them into piles, but cutting them, getting them down here and having them uniform, the Pond's Buffalo Jewel has made that job so much easier. Having this with these forks has made this easier. This is the thing, I might as well show you now, on front loaders that Bear and Papa mentioned, and I hadn't really thought about it before. My only concern is it might be a little bit front heavy, it might knock the centre of gravity off a little bit, but that's not a problem. The CSZ pack has had an update, and in that update you've got a load of equipment, because it had a lot of problems not being compatible if you had the John Deere Cotton DLC installed. So what they've done, they've gone away, they've come back, you've got equipment here that one says automatic loading of bales is on the stack, then you've got one here that says important, don't use this tool if you have the John Deere Cotton DLC. The automatic loading of bales is on the stack. So they've got implements that work with the DLC, without the DLC, so you have to be careful which ones you pick now, to make sure they are going to be compatible with whether you've got it installed and running it or you haven't. So it's just something to bear in mind. Now it is, and the problem is now that's kind of it's kind of doubled up the amount of stuff you've got in here. This here, the extension for lifting, which will give me a longer boom length, which actually might not be a bad idea. And then you couple that with this is in here, isn't it? The sling for lifting, which gives you straps again. Problem with that being it's going to put the straps lateral, not, I don't know, I'll have a fiddle around, but that is an option if I need it. At the moment it might be okay with the next couple, but anyway, see you in a jiffy. Right then, I couldn't get any more on. I really tried. That last one was a little bit of a nightmare. I'm going to put the rest of the straps on, take this down, and as we have done in the other episodes so far in this series, let's see how much money we're going to make. The highest we've done is 42. The last load I did was only 38. I was a bit disappointed, but 38, like I said, still not a problem. But every time we've done a load, we've either leased something or bought something new, so we've increased the amount of equipment we've got. Obviously that's not ours, we don't own that, but we are leasing it. Let's hook up the lorry. It does also mean now having the lorry we can get backwards and forwards to the sell point way quicker, although I think I might have shoved this when I was trying to load it, because that was not in this position a while ago. Just whether or not I can get round onto the attachment. Not really. There we go. So are those logs touching the back? They're not. Fantastic, so that's worked absolutely perfectly. Yeah, so in theory then, these being long, straight, 10 metre lengths, we should get more money than the higgledy-piggledy loads we've done so far. Could I get more on there? With a different loader, absolutely I could get more on there. The straps will go over the top, and because that load's sitting very level, I probably could have got another 4 or 5 logs maybe on top of that, maybe like in essence another tree, but that's not the end of the world. Right, I suppose the thing to think is, because I am loading them up quicker and I'm getting to and from quicker, even if I get less per load I can do more loads per hour. Please let it be more money. Come on. 55 684, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Right then, now we're rocking and rolling. I'm going to do another load like that, because I've got all the 10 metre cuts now. We'll do another load like that, and then I'll have a think about, yeah, we'll get a semi back I think. We'll do a bit of a conversion on the truck. Lorry. I've got to say lorry, I'm English, it's lorry. Get the fifth wheel back on it, longer trailer we've got, I may, like I say, I may have a look for one that's got a trailer hitch on the back of that, so that I can still put one of these in the back as well, or a log trailer of similar proportions, or a double length. Yeah, I could do the double length log one, couldn't I? But that's probably moving forward a little bit. That might be jumping the gun somewhat. Awesome. Oh, the days of chugging along here at 13 miles an hour. I feel bad for the little Fergie, but we'll find a use for it once we get the farming going. What I'll do is... yes, I'll leave it here. And then I'll get those log piles moved and it'll give me room to swing around. Right. Lights off. Since I've got one in already, let's get this one on. I will move to a telehandler at some point, simply for the reach, just to make it a little bit easier, because I think if we do get a semi-trailer, maybe slightly higher than this, which could cause us problems, but... for now... oh, I've left all the straps on, haven't I? Hang on. That's better. Right, so all of them have gone from there. Got a few here. All the thin ones. I don't know if this load will be as much because we've got a lot of thinner ones. Actually, what I've got on the ground might not be enough to fill the trailer again, but we'll do what we can. Oh, keep hold of that one at the front. Hang on, I do not want to hit the truck with that. Right, the beauty with the narrow ones, I've got a load of really small ones over there, but I'll load those on probably manually later, is that I don't have to tip. What I can do is just pick them up off the loader, and then hopefully, if I'm not caught up, there we go, just drop them on, if I don't fall off the back of course. I say with the telehandler this wouldn't be a problem because I'd just be able to just extend the boom, but for the time being, and it's only because these are small ones, I thought no, I'll still grab at this end, please don't fall off. Actually, let's grab it that way. Stay. Nope. It doesn't want to stay on it, does it? Restrap that. Climb up on the stack. Last one. That one did fall, but that was before I even got up there. It just dropped off. I suppose I could chuck that one there, couldn't I? See if we can get up in the top, shall we? Slide that one on a bit. We are good. Right. Restrapped, and pretty much everything on the ground, like I say, apart from those really narrow ones, but I'll do those in a little while. I think we're good. And that was way quicker to do than the last few loads I've done, so prepping it makes all the difference. I mean, that kind of is a given. That pile's gone a little bit to pieces, but let's get this down there. And so the progression continues. This will be the last load I will do in this episode. Then next episode we'll look at a different trailer, get some more logs down. I need to start aiming towards getting my own tree harvester. See what we get for this one. 63, even more than the last one. Fantastic. Well, that's a result to end on, isn't it? Happy with that. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you're enjoying the series. I'm loving it. It's a bit of work, but we are getting, well, we are speeding up. I've mentioned that a couple of times, I think, already, haven't I? I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. If you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.